I was an aide for 1 year, and then I taught for 3 years. I taught 5th grade, all 3 years, yeah. I think it was seeing that the children weren't really able to do what they were interested in doing. I got a lot of blank stares when I opened things up and offered them creativity experiences and time to use problem solving. And it seemed that they were used to being told what to do, but they had lost that love of learning and just the interest in learning. And then when I saw my younger child at 4 had that interest, I thought, I want that to stay. So that's why I decided to homeschool. I started reading it about a year before my older son was kindergarten age. So I spent his whole preschool age year, I guess, reading lots of books by John Holt, Mary Griffith, a lot of books about unschooling, and they really clicked and made sense when I compared it to what I saw in the schools and the children that were learning and the motivated learners. What I read made a lot of sense, that when you turn it over to the children and give them the power to learn what they want to learn, that they do truly learn and not just memorize. As I was reading the books, I would think about children in the classes that I had taught, the ones that seemed passionate about learning, and I realized that they were passionate when they were interested in it to begin with. And so the things that I read about unschooling really made sense to me, that if the interest is in the child first, then they will truly learn, as opposed to what I was doing as a teacher, where I was throwing information at them and a lot of it wasn't sticking because there wasn't an interest in the children to begin with. I was teaching what I had to teach them. Well, I feel like there's no way to cover all the subjects. There's so much information out there in the world, and the school systems just pick a small chunk of that they feel the children need to know. But there's a lot of things that school children aren't learning, and so I feel like if you foster that love of learning, the students can learn whatever they want to learn throughout life, and there's no way anybody's going to know everything, all the information in the world. That's just not possible. Well, at first I had to break out of that teacher mode. I wanted to still set things up, have a schedule, sort of, even though I really wanted it to be child-led. I was so used to having learning happen at certain times of the day and then not happening at other times. So the past several years has been an experience for me in letting go and opening up to learning at all different times of the day. It could be 12 o'clock at night when my older son's awake, looking at magazines, and realizing that it happens all the time in all different ways. So I had to let go of a lot of that teacher training. Yeah, I guess it has helped because I saw how little the children were learning in schools. I remember early on telling my husband that I felt like children retained maybe about 50% of what I taught them, but then when the things that my kids learn when they're truly learning it, because they're interested in it, they remember it. And so they have 100% retention of that information. So I just really see that it's more effective to let them to follow their lead, their interests, and not to push what I want them to learn onto them. Well, I think first, I don't think everybody should homeschool. I guess that would probably be the first thing. But I would say just follow your child's interests and have a lot of opportunities for them to be exposed to things, to see what they'd be interested in, and then relax and understand that they are, by the age 18, though, they will have learned a lot. It may not be happening at the same pace as the schools, but they're going to be learning a lot, and they're learning all the time. I don't think people should homeschool unless they really want to. I don't think people should feel like they feel guilt if they're not homeschooling, or feel like they need to homeschool to be a good parent, because I don't think that sets up a healthy environment for the child. I think it's got to be something that the parents want to do.